Hello everyone, welcome to Ollama tutorials. So today we're gonna see how to install Ollama, and we will install some Ollama models which we're gonna run locally to our machine. In this case, the data or the model, the trained model will stay to our machine, and the chat history, the interaction with the model stays with us. That's why we're gonna set up it locally, and we're gonna also set one web UI, same like from ChatGPT, where you can interact with the ChatGPT and also track your history or clear your history, that you don't have to do everything from command line. And at the last, we're gonna set up one model for Visual Studio Code. And as you probably know, the Copilot, which you can also set up with your Visual Studio Code, that helps you to autocomplete your code. And there's a specific model, or there are a few models in Ollama that you can use for coding purpose. So let's get started. So installing Ollama is pretty easy. So we just go to the Ollama website and then /download. Then you can select your operating system and just click on download. For in my case, it's Mac. And after you download, you just double click, open the file as you normally install other programs on Mac OS. And that will get installed. So once you have installed, you will find under your launchpad the Ollama icon, and you just simply clicks on it, and so it will start the Ollama server. And that's pretty it for installing. So there's not so much magic here. And now we can use the Ollama commands to install some models. So if you go to the models, and here you can find all kind of models, and you can just search any model. Let's say Llama 3.3 model, which have 43 gigabyte, and that's how they trained it and what this model can do. This you find all this information, and through drop down you can find if there are different size model available. Let's say we're checking DeepSeek and DeepSeek R1. So here we can choose 1.5 gigabyte model, and this is the command that you can type in your command line. So if you in your command line and type Ollama list, in your case it should be empty. I have already two models there which I'm using. So you could simply type Ollama run, and then the model, it will install the model and run it. But we just want to install the model but not run it now. We will see it later on. So for that, you just copy the model name and type Ollama pull and then the model name, and then enter. So it will take quite a while, and then this model will be installed. I will cancel this now because I don't want to spend time here to installing model. So I have already installed here Llama 3.2. So to run this model, what I'm going to do, I'm going to just type Ollama run and then the model name. So as you see, the command is the same. If you don't have this model, it will be installed, and after you install, then you can type enter, and now you have this model set up locally, and now you can interact with this model. So these models don't have access to internet, that we will check later on. So now if you ask, let's say, write and hello world code with React, enter. So now as you typically see through other AI platform like ChatGPT or OpenAI. So it's the same. It's giving you the reply as we are on the command line, so it don't look so nice, but it shows that it's working. We can check if it have access to internet. So I could ask like, what is the current weather in Berlin, for example. So just saying I'm just an AI, I don't have direct access to real-time weather. However, I can suggest, so I can stop it, and it's suggesting some interesting suggestion. It's also suggesting how you can create maybe a Python script and can run. Okay, that's not so important for us, so we're gonna quit this one. I'm not sure how to quit it, sorry. Yeah, type by / and then it should exit. Okay, now and what I want to see here is if we can run this without this dashing, and that we have a nice UI interface, and then we can also set up some internet access in case we want to check the weather. And for that we need Docker, like I said in the beginning. So I hope you have a Docker installed. In my case, I have already installed here. We can simply search Ollama web GUI. So we will go to the website, and here we can check the Docker command, how to install it. And that's the command which we are looking for. Really go to the website and copy it. So that's pretty it. If you don't have this image, in my case I had image, so it doesn't pull it, but it already started the interface. And now I can say docker ps-a. That's my container that's running on port 3000. So local host port 123. My browser is German, so but it's basically asking to log in. And when we have installed, we have passed the volume, and I had previously installed this one, and that's why it directly asking me to log in. In your case, it will just say register. So don't worry, just keep credential locally, and it's not like, because we are running locally, so it's not like registering you to somewhere else, so you can register with anything. I just have one fake email, and I can log into our web interface. We can switch here models. So here's an option, and then there's a sidebar where you see your chat history. So let's say we select Llama 3.0. If you remember, we asked it to create an hello world component in Angular. So that's what we had asked recently through the command line, but now we have this nice web interface, and you can copy the code, and it looks more nice than just having this command line tool. Here, try to render it. Obviously, it's gonna work because it's not an Angular environment. But if you say create an HTML page with basic navigation, let's see. So this we should see better. It keeps the result from the last one, but we should see the new code here as soon as finished. Okay, so it's just adding more and more. Okay, so as soon as it adds styles, I think styles can also apply there. So, okay, it's being really creative. And you see, it applied the style also. So, looks pretty good. So, you can see the result here. Let's see if navigation works. No, it does not work, but it's interactive. So, let's start a new chat. And if we will still ask it, what's the current weather in Berlin? It would say, no, I don't have access, like we tried in the command line. So we need to give it, we need a web search. If we go to the setting, go to admin setting, there's an option for web search. You just activate it. And here you can select the search engines. You can select Google. Google requires an API key. So we're just gonna use DuckDuckGo. That's where you don't need an API and you can directly use it. And here you can also configure how many requests and how many websites it should crawl. And some more setting, domain filtering and etc. We don't need it. And for now, somehow there's close button missing. I don't know why, so I have to go back again. So you see now we have this option for web search. And I can now ask, I mark the web search, what is current weather in Berlin? Sorry, I need to change the model. I have set this one default, so I will set this one Llama default. What is the current weather in Berlin? Just write me temperature. So you see it's current today 7:21, that's current time it is, and searched for websites. And I think there's still some bugs you will find it. So for sure it have found the current weather, but we have in admin setting web search that you can just search to website, crawl website, and it's still crawling for. I don't know why it's not working, but maybe time being it will be fixed. And there's this close button is missing. In connections with Ollama, we are 11434. That's the default port. Second thing is also voice feature here. You could click here in this little microphone thingy and it will ask to get an access to microphone, and as I'm talking it's listening to me, and then it will convert it to text, and then it just, and it will also read for you. It
sounds like you're having a conversation with an AI.
Okay, so the voice is not so pretty good because we don't have any speech to text engine set. So there are some options that you can add here: OpenAI, WebAI, DeepGram, and then we would need API keys from them, and that's why it's just locally. I think we have covered most of the things here. Now we can check this Coda module. So there are many models, the Coda models. So there, if you just search for Coda, you find many Coda modules. So there is a DeepSeek model, and my computer does not work like more than 2 gigabyte. Takes a lot of time. So my computer works really well with 2 gigabyte and less than 2 gigabyte because I have just 8 gigabyte RAM. Large models, then they really take a lot of memory and generating. Obviously the quality of generation is higher, but it takes a lot of resources from your computer. So that's why I didn't use it. And I'm using a different model, which is 2.5 Coda. And I think I have this one with 1.9 GB. So how we can set up this in Visual Studio Code. That's what we wanted to check. So if you look for Visual Studio Code and look for extension called continue and install this extension. So this extension, with this extension we can use our local LLM model, and then you will find this icon here for continue, and I'm already using it, doesn't matter. But then you click on here setting icon and open our local config file. I have also Gemini installed, that's why you're seeing my model here. But you look for tab Autocomplete model and just give it title. The provider we have Ollama, and this is the model for our coda one. So that's the URL which we needed. This is the URL, but default URL for Ollama. So if you go to localhost 11434, you see Ollama is running. It have nothing to do with web UI. So even if your web UI, you don't want web UI, you can still check the URL and the Ollama will respond. So Ollama must be running. And yeah, you just add here the URL, the model, the provider, the title as you wish, and save it. I opened here one Lorem project, and now we should getting suggestion. Okay, I don't need it. Let's go to router, for example. So just nothing here, and try to write here something here, and as soon as you press space or tab, it starts suggesting. As you see here, you can define your route. Okay, I want to set a route, and you see path, that and home module, about, and it just start suggesting you the code, and that's how you can use this. So you can use any model. So we just choose the model which is lightweight. We can easily set up Ollama locally and then install the models with Ollama pull command or run them with the command line, or we can have a web interface and then can have more control over our conversation, editing or copying the code. And these models you can also set up with your editing tools, with your programming tool, for example, Visual Studio Code. So pretty easy to use. So thank you very much, and catch you next time. Bye bye.